to southern and eastern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Rain will cover eastern Kentucky once again tonight and continue for several hours. It could also start as some snow in our northern counties. Our biggest concern, though, remains flooding. Chief Meteorologist Andrew Dockery begins our severe weather alert day coverage. Andrew?
Yes, Steve, the big thing we're going to be watching is, of course, how high will these rivers rise? And as you take a look at some of the latest river forecasts, the Kentucky River anywhere from 5 to 8 feet, depending on your location, by Thursday. The South Fork River expected to double in size by Thursday morning, and Barberville, even Williamsburg there in the Cumberland River, expected to once again increase anywhere from 3 to 6 feet by your Thursday as well, depending on the rain. Good news is, while the rain and even some wintry mix is working in with this system, the heavier rain does not look to be working into the headwaters of some of these major rivers as it continues to trend more to the northwest. That could prevent some widespread flooding, something we'll have to watch. But we also have to keep our eye out for a winter weather advisory, with that wintry mix becoming a little bit more dominant up to the north around I-64 and areas to the north. Of course, we'll keep a close eye on that. Temperatures already dropping to the north as temperatures stay in the 40s to the south. And the main threats, still heavy rainfall, mudslides and rock slides, I think through Thursday outweigh the river flooding. Steve, once we get the 1 to 3 inches of rain, then that river flooding becomes more of a issue as we head into your Friday, your Saturday, Sunday, not to mention if that other system pans out, you add more rain to the rivers, then we see some problems. Of course, we'll break down what we know at this time coming up in a few short minutes.
Well, thank you, Andrew. Folks have been dealing with this rain since last week. We've told you about numerous rock and mudslides across eastern Kentucky. And down in southern Kentucky, officials have already started to close a few roads ahead of the rain to come. Meteorologist Adam Burniston has more.
I can say it's just amazing to see it like this, really. I mean, it's something in a lifetime you hardly see too many times.
After last week's heavy rains, areas along the Rockcastle River have become flooded, including B Rock Campground, where a walking bridge across the river has become covered by several feet of water. And as more heavy rain threatens the area again, several residents have concerns about other low-lying areas.
There's areas I worry about in the county. Where my brother-in-law lives, it floods down there pretty bad.
Now, according to some other local residents I spoke to, there were some campers back on this campground. However, they left earlier this morning as forestry officials start to close down the area.
I anticipate this whole area that we're standing in right now to be underwater probably by Wednesday evening, if not Thursday morning. So until Wolf Creek Dam can start, letting some water out, we're going to be the place here that's going to be holding quite a bit of it.
And before water levels become even worse later this week, forestry officials are going through campgrounds, tying down tables and closing off areas due to public safety concerns.
We want to make sure that folks can have a good spot to turn around. We don't want them to get in here after dark and get, in a soft shoulder or get somewhere where water could rise and be troublesome for them.
Adam Burniston, WYMT Mountain News.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear from a couple who were nearly hit by a rock slide near Lake Cumberland. Out to our west in Paducah, far western Kentucky, crews started installing their floodgate. The Ohio River there is expected to crest at more than 49 feet. The last time the gate was put into place was about 1 year ago. The city also uses pumps when the water level gets to a certain height. All of those pump stations are currently working. A unique bill is moving through the Kentucky legislature. A group of 7th and 8th graders at Johnson County Middle School who want to see change helped write it. WYMT's Will Puckett has more on their push for no Joules in schools.
It was almost like an epiphany.
We noticed a lot of our friends and even some of our team members have tried vaping or juuling.
A large number of kids, under 18, trying these Joules, also known as e-cigs.
They just think that it will make them cool or they look cool.
That is why this group of students, called the Joule Breakers, are teaming up with Senator Brandon Smith to try and push through Senate Bill 218.
We really want to educate parents, teachers, kids, but the most important part to me will be the rehabilitation aspect that we put into the bill.
The bill is broken up into 4 parts: awareness, anonymous reporting, tip hotline, and investigation.
I hope it really empowers some people to go and insist something that they think is wrong.
Wrong, just like the part in the bill Emily Farler wanted. Wording to end marketing campaigns they say targets them.
There should be restrictions or rules that say that they can't use all of the younger models and the cool flavors to attract us.
Now they are hoping for success in Frankfort.
We want this because we don't want any other negative effects on their bodies just because of this.
To help their peers stay healthy. In Johnson County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
The students say they expect Senate Bill 218 to be taken up this week. In West Virginia today, most of the state's public school teachers went on strike. They were protesting a bill they see as punishment for a walkout last year. The new bill would allow for charter schools and savings accounts to help parents pay for private school. But the state's House of Delegates approved a motion this afternoon to table that bill indefinitely. Classes were only in session in one school district, Putnam County. New education bills could be presented later this week. Senator Bernie Sanders is throwing his hat into the presidential ring once again. The Vermont senator and self-described Democratic socialist announced this morning that he will seek the Democratic presidential nomination in 2020. It's the second go-round, of course, for Sanders. In 2016, he finished second to Hillary Clinton for the Democratic nomination. Analysts say Sanders entering the race likely makes him an early front-runner. An odd story today out of Louisville. Metro Animal Services is investigating after several llamas were found dead at a farm near the Lluville Zoo. 6 were slaughtered. 7 others were badly injured. Their bodies were left scattered all over the farm. They were all guard llamas. The owner says the llamas that were killed were more than 350 pounds each, the biggest one about 500 pounds. Right now, investigators do not know what attacked the livestock. A woman charged in a deadly Pike County crash will appear back in court May 9th. A grand jury indicted Kimberly Owens in connection with a crash that killed a Shelby Valley graduate, Lamont Jordan Wright. Investigators believe Owens made a U-turn while driving, causing the crash. She faces a murder charge. Bond is set for one of the men charged in an Owensboro triple murder case. Siler Shimwell is being held on a $250,000 cash bond. Investigators say Shimwell, along with Arnett Baines, killed 3 people and shot another person earlier this year. Prosecutors could seek the death penalty. In Morgan County, West Liberty police are warning people about funny money. They say fake $100 bills are circulating around town. They posted this picture of one of the bills on Facebook. You can see police circled some indicators that the bills are not real. The ones that are popping up say copy near the seal of the Federal Reserve. They also read Rosetta prop money and are smaller than actual bills. The Pike County Detention Center is home to nearly 400 inmates. Recently, officials spent $170,000 upgrading equipment, including more cameras. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher explains why the new surveillance system is a game changer.
Stepping up security.
Before, we would do watch tours, which was once an hour.
Lieutenant Chase Snodgrass says when dealing with nearly 400 inmates, you can never be too safe.
There's a lot of things that happen inside of the jail, and for the most part, you end up having to work on hearsay, but now with the camera system, we can actually see it for ourselves.
Which is why officials with the Pike County Detention Center recently purchased a new $170,000 surveillance system and control board, boosting their camera count from around 60 to nearly 160.
So we've more than doubled the count of cameras we have and the views that we have.
Approved personnel will be able to watch the cameras 24/7 from here in the office, or they can even watch the cameras live right here in their own home from their cell phones.
So we can actually focus in down to the second on the camera system of any incidents that has occurred.
Deputy Captain Ricky Bostick says there are cameras everywhere, from outside the detention center to inside each cell.
It makes a world of difference. We can see in every cell now. We didn't have that ability before.
Benefiting everyone in the region.
It's not only safer for the inmates, it's safer for our staff, it's safer for our community.
Keeping those inside and outside of the jail safe. In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials with the Pike County Detention Center say they hope to have the new control board installed this month.
And we continue to watch the flooding thread. Of course, you could send us your reports, photos, videos by downloading that WYMT weather app. Heavy rain expected starting tonight, and that continues through your Thursday. Those details are coming up in 3 minutes.
Also coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, from museums to airports to sports stadiums, we see bomb-sniffing dogs in many places, but it's not just police departments who use them. We'll take a look at a company who trains and handles the canines.